Hey folks, this is Mike from Techaholica, and today I'm bringing my fifth and final lesson for my Twitch bot tutorial. Now this is my final lesson for making the slot machine chat bot, right? But I want to, hopefully add on to other tutorials later to go into more detail on other aspects or make more bots and whatnot, right? So this is my last one for the slot machine chat bot. And last time we left off with talking about we're gonna do the alias for playing slots. So today we're going to actually implement the playSlots alias, and we're going to learn a couple of new commands along with that. There's ran to get a random number. We're going to look at how to make a while loop and also how to generate dynamic variables. So let's get started with that. Alright, so like I mentioned, last time we created this playSlots command, which checks and see if the user has enough money. They're going to say, I bet so much, I have this much cash. If they do have enough money, then we let them play the slots. And last time was just a message saying, okay, now you're playing slots, but now we're actually implementing that. So let's go take a look at how that looks. So here is the playSlots alias that we're working with. And here's kind of the logic that goes into it, right? So we're going to have icons. So imagine a slotted slot machine, right? So you have three icons that you have to match up. And the icons that you can possibly match up are the bell, star, horseshoe, bar, and cherry. Now the odds are the bigger the number, the greater chance you have of hitting that icon. So the bell has 20 times more likely to hit than the cherry. And I remember that's just for one of the spins, right? So you have to line up all three of them in order to actually win anything, right? So I just made the odds 20, 15, 10, 5, 1. I really don't know what slot machine odds are supposed to be like or how you calculate them. This is just kind of how I did it for this bot, right? And then you also have the payouts, right? So bell, you just get your double up, basically get your bet back. Then 2 times, 3 times, 5, and 100 times for hitting the cherry. So that is kind of the logic for this. You can mix it up and do whatever you want with it. I just kind of did that just as a, I don't know, seem right? So let's move on. Alright, so now we are in the playSlots. We've already looked at the user files and bet files, and basically what we're doing is just saying, I have my Techaholica file. It's going to have my cash amount and how much I'm betting. So we're going to get the user file and get how much I'm betting and store them in these variables. And now what we're going to do is we need to get 3 random symbols. So we're going to do, so this right here basically is I'm setting a variable x to be 1. I'm calling it x because I don't really care what's the name of it. All it is a placeholder for a number. And what I want to do is I want to get a random number and then loop through that 3 times. I want to get 3 random numbers. So you can see here I'm starting at 1 and I'm going to 3. So while x is less than or equal to 3, run through this code. And here, last time we talked about the increment command. So I'm saying is at this point x is 1. It's going to run through all this, and then it's going to say increment x. So now x is 2. So now it goes back up to here again. It says, is x less than or equal to 3? Yes, that's true. So run through all this again. X is now 3. Now it's going to come here and say, is x less than or equal to 3? Well, it's equal to 3, so that's true. So it runs through it again. And it's going to increment to 4. So now x will be 4. And then it's going to say, is x less than or equal to 3? That's false. So now we get out of the loop and we start on with the rest of it, right? So that's how a while loop works. It says, while this expression is true, just keep looping through these actions. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get a random number. And so you can see here that I did my odds by 20, 15, 10, 5, 1. When you add them all up, that's 51. So I want to choose a number between 1 and 51, or anything between 1 through 20 is this, and 20 to 35 is my star, 35 to 45 is the horseshoe, 45 to 50 is the bar, and if it lands on 50, then that's the cherry, right? So what happens here is we say, okay, I made a variable called random. I'm going to run this command called rand. It's going to say return a random number between 1 and 51, and that number is going to be stored in random. So now we just check, right? So we say, is random less than 20? If so, that's going to be the bell, right? So I'm going to create this variable called symbol. Now here's where it gets a little bit funky, right? So we looked at this string concatenation in the past, and basically it takes the first argument, the thing before, the thing after it, and makes it into one string, right? So say this is the first pass through that we did, right? So what's going to happen is we're going to get symbol, and it has a period, and then it has X. And we know that X is equal to 1 the first time through. So the first time through, symbol 1 is going to equal to value 2. Alright, so that's going to be like that, right? So we're going to say symbol 1 gets numerical value 2. And basically what this is, this is just like the payout, right? So it's basically, we're storing the payout into this variable called symbol 1, whatever. And then as you go, the next time you go through, it's going to be symbol 2 and then symbol 3. And then later on, we want to compare values. We're going to say, show me symbol 1, show me symbol 2, and symbol 3. And if they all equal each other, then you know you won, right? And then it's going to store the payout value, so we know if you won, how much you actually should be winning, which is what we're going to do. We're going to, you know, double, triple, whatever the bet to get your cash amount, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're saying create a variable that's the joint of symbol plus the value of X and make that its own variable. So symbol dot 1. Same thing here with icon, right? We're going to icon dot 1 is going to be this string star bell star, right? So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to loop through and get a number, and you're going to do this 3 times. Get 3 numbers, so you can have symbol 1, icon 1, symbol 2, icon 2, symbol 3, icon 3. They're all going to store the both a numerical value, which is going to be the bet amount, plus the actual text representation of that item, right? So let's go through all of these, and you know, if we get so we're going to go through this 3 times. So when we're done with this, we should, like I said before, yeah, symbol dot 1. Right, symbol 1, 2, and 3 are all going to equal something, right? So now we got to check and see what those values are. So that's what those things are, and we also have the same with icons. So now what we're going to do is we're going to output the icons. We're going to say, okay, once again, this is a string concatenation. What it's doing is saying, take all this and make it into a string. So get that first icon, dash, the second icon, dash, the third icon, right? So if it was, you know, star, bell, star, it would write out star, dash, bell, dash, star on the screen. But first, we're not actually writing to the screen just yet. We're storing that in this variable called output, right? So that's kind of starting it off. And now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we actually won, which is pretty simple, right? Compare symbol 1 to symbol 2, and then compare symbol 2 to symbol 3. So symbol 1 equals symbol 2, and 2 equals 3, then 1 equals 3. All 3 of them are the same, you win. So that's what this is doing here, right? So compared 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and both those must be true in order for you to win. If this is false, then you're going to go to the output saying here, sorry, you didn't win, try again. And then it'll specify the output. And also, I guess I should mention this here, this char 32, that's just a special way of writing a space. Oh, my dog just came in. I guess he wants to learn how to code too. Alright, so this char 32, that's basically saying a space. So write the output, space, username, space, sorry, didn't win. There's different, you can look these up, there's different ones you can do. So you can do spaces and tabs and all that kind of stuff, right? So character 32 is a space. Alright, so that's what happens if you lose. You get to this part here. Alright, so now we're going to check and see if you won, right? So if these all equal true, now we win. So now we got to check out how much we actually win. So if symbol 1 is 100, that means that we won the jackpot. So the only reason we're kind of specifying this part here is because actually symbol 1 should be what was it, symbol 45, 51, right? It should be 51 because I think in the past I did it where it was I had 1 through 100, but I kind of made it more simpler with 1 through 51. Alright, so symbol 1, oh wait, never mind, it is 100, I put 100 there, sorry about that. That's the payout. The payout's 100, not the actual number. So, anyways, forget I just said that, right? So, here it said a symbol 1 would store the value 100 because that's the payout. So, symbol 1 equals 100, then that means we got the jackpot. So, the only reason we're doing this is because we want to be able to just say jackpot, blah, 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 you win, stuff like that. So, if it equals 100, then you won the jackpot. Anything else, then you won something else besides the jackpot. So, if you won the jackpot, then you're going to just specify you win. And if you didn't win the jackpot but you still won, it's going to say winner and show you the winnings. Now this winnings I kind of skipped over a second ago. We're doing this, we're storing a variable called winnings right here. And we looked at this calc command earlier. Basically what it does a mathematical expression and then returns that into this variable. So what we'll say is take our bet amount, how much we bet. So if we bet $1 and we want to see the symbol is going to hold the value of how much we should win. So if we won the jackpot, it would be 100. So take 1 times 100 and return that as your winning. So you win $100 for betting $1. If you bet $10 and then you hit the bell, then you return $20, right? So that's how that works. So that's how we calculate how much we win, by taking our bet and multiplying it by the winnings amount, the payout amount for that symbol that we won. So I take that and then it just says, okay, you won this amount. All right, so now we let the user know. Actually, we haven't. So once again, we haven't outputted just yet. We're still just storing this into this output variable. So we have this output variable which stores the text we want to write, which has the original output, which is the icons plus the space plus username plus the message behind it, right? So that's stored in output now. All right, so now we actually need to do the calculations to write back the winnings to the user. So here we go. We got the cash variable, which is once again we're gonna read the user's cash values to see how much the user currently has. We're gonna increment that cash value by how much they won, and then write that back. So if they had $100 and they bet, and they won $100, then you're gonna increment the cash by the amount they won. So increment cash by winnings by 100. So now they have 200. You write 200 back to their winnings there. So that's how it works. So you make sure they get paid out. All right, and that's basically all there is to it. It looks like there's a lot going on, but really it's kind of interesting that in this one small little alias here, we went through some key features that you're going to be using in your other bots, right? So one of the key features is you really need to get used to learning how to use loops, because that's kind of how you iterate through information. Dynamic variables are really important because you never know. Like in this case, I wanted to generate different variables for whatever iteration you were through the loop, right? So being able to create dynamic variables is really interesting. You can do other stuff too, right? You can do like a date, right? You can have a variable that's set to the date and then time and store different values in there that way, right? So that's also a really key concept. But anyways, that's kind of why I chose this project. That's because I think it goes through lots of different commands and concepts that you're going to need to learn to write bots. But I guess enough talking. Let's see how it actually works, right? So I'm going to log in to my channel over here. And so let me just clear this out real fast so we can see. So I'm in here now, and we should say playSlots. And there you go. So I entered the playSlots command, and then return star bell star and username. Sorry you didn't win. Try again. So let's try it again. Let's see what my current bet amount is. I'm betting 100, and how much money do I have? I have $820 left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go big and try to win everything on one hand. So I'm going to say I'm now betting $820 for all gambling games. So one time, go big or go home, play slots, and I didn't win. So I'm broke. Anyways, but now you can see how the slot machine works. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really cool for users to do in your chat. It has, it's a way to get them to write in your channel and to stay interested in what's going on there. And also it's a way to reward users who are in your channel more often than others. So a lot of neat concepts. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put all this code up on my GitHub account. I'll post those links in my description, and I'll have a blog post on my blog, techaholic.com, and check them out and let me know what you think. See you guys later.